Hey, what's up, fellas? This is Dr. Varun Gandhi, and you're tuning in to the Gandhi TV. Thank you for being here. This is your one-stop shop to elevate your consciousness. So I realized I've been talking a lot about energies and vibrations, and how there are higher energies, lower energies. But I've been getting a lot of questions around what does it mean? Why am I looking at energies? Why are we talking about vibrations? You know, when they say the word vibes, what does it mean? What are vibrations? A scientist by the name of Max Planck, his name is actually much longer than that. He had come up with a theory that won him the Nobel Prize in physics. And essentially what he was suggesting is that this universe is made up, at its base, made up of subatomic particles. It's made up of this energy that keeps this world of, this minute world, this minute universe of the subatomic particle in motion. So he was pointing to the fact that when you look at any object, like the phone that you're watching this video on, the laptop that you're watching this video on, the book in front of you, the chair that you're sitting on, music that you listen to, words that you hear or speak, thoughts that you think, and the ones that repeat in your mind constantly. All of these things are vibrations. All of these things exist as vibrations. So when you look at any object and go back down to its nature, its essential nature, it's a subatomic particle that's vibrating at a particular frequency. So essentially the chairs that you're sitting on are a whole bunch of like billions and billions of particles vibrating at the same frequency, and when they vibrate at the same frequency, they materialize as this chair. So now when all of these vibrations are vibrating at the same frequency, they materialize as a speaker, as a computer, as a car, as a building, as a desk, as an animal. You know, the giraffe that's in Africa. I think giraffes are from Africa. The elephants in Thailand or in India. All of these exist at its base nature of vibration. It exists as an energy. So when they say vibes, that's what they're talking about. They're talking about the vibes, the energy of the place. So if the ambiance of a restaurant is open, is refreshing, is soothing, pleasing, that's when you say, oh, I like the vibes of this place. So you're looking at the energy of the place and you're saying, oh, I like it because it's a place where I can cultivate myself and not get distracted by the elements that are present in the place. So vibrations now are the essence, or this energy is the essence of everything, every object that exists in the material world, so everything that you see around you, but also everything that you feel inside of you, everything that you think inside of you, all of those thoughts are materialized as an energy, which when you start thinking something, it becomes something solid. It becomes this energy now. So that's why they say the more you think a thought, the more chances are it has to happen in your real life and materialize. So if you keep focusing on a negative thought, you'll have a negative situation materialize in your world, in your life. Essentially, you are attracting the situation before it's actually happening by thinking these negative thoughts, by releasing this negative, or by putting out this negative energy into this world. So from understanding this, I realized that the energies that you and I put out in our daily life affects each other. If I put out negative energy into this world, now that energy is actually floating out in ether, and anyone who comes in contact with it is going to absorb that negative energy and act out accordingly. So if it was a negative energy of hate, hate's going to show up in his life, her life in some way. You can start hating the next person that comes along and creates some sort of incident or circumstance for you. So vibrations, your energy is the essence of the universe, and cultivating your own energy, not looking at what other people are doing and pointing fingers to what other people are doing, but cultivating your own energy and how you show up into this world. That's of the essence. That's what we need to be focused on, is raising our own vibrations. You know, in the Einstein's equation, E equals mc squared, c is that vibration, is the speed of the vibration, is the speed of that particle moving, the rate at which that particle moves. So that equation actually characterizes that if you have a higher energy, you'll have a higher velocity. So as a particle vibrates at a higher velocity, that means it has more energy. The highest velocity being the speed of light, and that's when it has a maximum energy. But if it oscillates at a lower energy than that, or a lower frequency than that, then the energies are going to be accordingly lower. And also simultaneously, the mass, so as you become denser, as your mass increases, your vibration, at that same energy level, if you keep your energy level the same, the vibrations will slow down. So as you increase in mass, your vibrations are slowing down. So imagine now eating this pizza, thick crust pizza, right? This mass dense, and you're eating it. What do you start feeling after you eat it? You start feeling bloated, you start feeling heavy, sluggish, food coma, right? You want to pass out, sleep. So your mass is going up, your energies are going down, and you start feeling sluggish. Or your vibrations are going down. Your energy level may be the same, but your vibrations are going down. And the lower and lower your vibrations go, you're going to reduce your energies as well. So there's that important correlation there that we need to watch out for. Okay, so what I'm saying is, anytime you start feeling sluggish, anytime your energies are low, realize that you have control over this, and you have the power to transmute that into a higher energy vibration. Because that's the goal in life, right? Is to increase our vibrations, to raise our vibrations, so we are elevating the consciousness of Earth. So what do I mean by raising our vibrations? You know, you go to work every day and trying to earn more money. That's another way of raising your vibration. You're earning more money. To that, you need to become successful. You need to do certain things. You need to accomplish certain things in your career, in your business. and you're raising your vibrations. You're achieving certain goals throughout your career, throughout your work life, so you can make more money. What I'm saying is now there's a spiritual game going on, and now you have to earn spiritual currency too, meaning what's going on inside of you? How do you show up in this world? What energies are you contributing to this world on a daily basis? Because every time you complain, you're lowering your vibrations. Anytime you compare, you're lowering your vibrations. And then you're showing up into this world with these lower vibrations. Now, when you show up into this world with lower vibrations, this energy, this vibration, whatever it is, higher, lower, it doesn't matter, is contagious. So when you show up comparing yourself to someone else and then vocalizing it, now what happens is the people around you are absorbing that energy. And if they choose to accept it, they start comparing, they start complaining too. And then this pattern runs the world. That's why fear currently is running the world, because of this pattern. Was we choosing to accept fear as our state. The minute we decide, hey, I don't want to have anything to do with fear, I'm going to be on that side of abundance. It's just a decision. But we're choosing to side with fear right now. Right now. And that's shifting. As we're stepping up and showing up into our daily lives and focusing ourselves on our energies, not pointing fingers outside of us, but looking at who we are. When you look at who we are, and when you look at how your energies are changing, are shifting, your state is shifting based on the thoughts you're thinking and based on your emotions you're feeling. So let's say someone comes up to you and complains about someone close to you. How do you show up? How do you respond instead of react to that situation? Well, which one do you do? Do you respond or do you react? Because if you're reacting, then you're going to be putting out negative energy, because you're taking that criticism and you're projecting it back in a different way, in the form of maybe anger or bitterness or resentment or something, but you're putting it back on them. So now the cycle of negative energies is just going to keep going and going. You're going to feed off of each other's negative energy that you're adding to this, let's say, relationship that you're creating, this connection that you're having. But you choose to instead show up by saying, hey, it's okay, I'll take a look into it, don't worry, there's no issue there, such and such. You're taking care of the situation so that the negative energy is not spreading around. When you show up from that place, now you're transmuting that negative energy into positive energy. So you're cutting off supply to negative energies. You're cultivating yourself. You're raising your own vibrations. It's a choice. You could have easily absorbed the energy that someone throws to you, and you could allow it to control you or to change your state so that you are vibing at that lower energy. You have control over your own vibrations. So then the goal becomes, how do you raise your vibrations? Yeah, that's a good question. How do you raise your vibrations? For that, I'm actually writing an ebook, and it's in the works. I'm cooking it up right now. It's in progress. I want to make it something that stands out. Not something that everyone writes on a daily basis, but I want it to stand out. So I'm putting a lot of time into it, a lot of love into it, and it's going to happen Very soon. It's releasing very shortly. All right? But then, another way to look at vibrations is, we see it in our daily lives. When you see the color red, that's a particular vibration, it has a particular frequency. When you see the color green, that has a particular frequency. The color violet has a particular frequency. So each of the colors in the rainbow are vibrating at a particular frequency. Now music, right? We usually think of music having a frequency, having a hertz, 400, 530. So each of these tones now have a color also associated with it. For example, the green color has, I think it's 530 hertz. So now that music, 530, is associated with green color. But then there's also emotions that have been quantified to have vibrations. And the lower you are on that level, so it's from 0 to 1,000, and I think above 400 or 500 is when you're coming into the positive vibrations. Below that is all negative vibrations. And those negative vibrations are the anger, the hate, the jealousy, the bitterness, the resentment. There's apathy. And slowly in the middle you have creativity, and you're coming into the positive, and 700 is love, 1,000 is enlightenment, I think, or above 900 or 800 is enlightenment. Pure bliss. So even emotions now have been quantified. And these are stages of consciousness. You could be vibrating on a daily basis. So when you're looking at this chart, you could just Google it, maps of consciousness levels, I think. Map of consciousness levels. You Google that, and you'll see a complete list. And in this list, you could understand, based on your daily state, you can figure out what vibrations you are vibrating at. And then the goal is to start climbing up this ladder of vibrations. It's like you're moving through an organization in your career. It's the same thing, but this is your spiritual life, your spiritual career. And trust me, your spiritual career is the one that's the most important. Why? Because your spirit, your soul, your heart has to be in control of your mind and your emotions. But we'll talk about that in a different topic, different lecture. So color has a particular frequency, music has a particular frequency, now emotions have a particular frequency. I already talked about food having a particular frequency and a vibration, and that was quantified by Dr. Simonton. I talked about that in a different video as well. So you're seeing how these different aspects of life already have vibrations to it. We're just failing to see it as that. We're looking at it as light, radio waves as radio waves, music as music, and they're all individual, but actually the essence of it is it's all energy. And when you start looking at your life as energy, as everything that exists as a vibration inside of you and outside of you, now you're starting to understand on how you could cultivate your energies, because you're beginning to realize when your energies are lower, when you're vibrating at a lower frequency, and when you're vibrating at a higher frequency. And every time you're vibrating at a lower frequency, you're transmuting that into a higher frequency. So whenever you feel anger, you're reframing that anger into love or into a higher vibration. Slowly but surely you will get there. It's a process that you have to start at some point, right? Every time you feel worry or doubt or fear, you're transmuting that into its positive entity, which at the end of the day, if you just look at it, you call it love. You're essentially, through this process, loving yourselves more. Every day you're finding a new way to love yourselves. Every time you discover yourself at a lower vibration, you could infuse love into that scenario, that situation. Elevate yourself, increase your vibrations. So love is the answer. Love is the lesson from each of these situations. So infuse love every time you feel like you're at a lower vibration. Just by infusing love. Really, what do I mean by infusing love? Just close your eyes. Bring the thought. You're actually saying a mantra, love. Love is the mantra, right? And you're just repeating love, 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 love in your mind. Just repeat it, repeat it, repeat it until you start feeling it in your heart. And basically, you'll start feeling an energy. You'll start feeling a vibration in your heart. But just repeat it in your mind. Keep repeating it, keep repeating it, keep repeating it. 5, 10 minutes, as long as you need to. Until you start feeling it in your body. And here you're raising your vibrations. Maybe initially it might take a longer time to get there, to raise your vibrations. It might be 15, 20, 30 minutes, I don't know. But slowly and surely, I know as you practice this method, it'll reduce to 1 minute, 30 seconds. You just say love, and you start feeling it. You're manifesting love instantaneously at that point. But just by repeating it in your mind as a mantra, as an affirmation that you are love, I am love, saying love, I am love, and feeling it in your body, you're beginning to transmute the negative energy into a positive vibration. You're elevating your vibrations. You're elevating your consciousness. So from now on, look at everything as energy, as an exchange of energy. You choose to accept it. If someone is hating you, if someone is turning you into a source of their anger, what do you do at that point? Do you accept that? And do you accept that negative energy and reflect it back? In the sense of, not reflected, but projected back. Or do you reject it and infuse love into that situation? You have the choice to decide which route you go down. You have the choice. But we fail to see that, and we choose to accept whatever is present in front of us. We choose to accept the situation as it is instead of bringing in our imagination, our love, to reframe the situation in a different way. So infuse your life with this love mantra. Thank you guys for tuning in. Please subscribe to my channel. Please like this video and share it with anyone and everyone you think will benefit from it. I hope you enjoyed it just as much as I did being up here. And it's always a pleasure. It's always so much fun to look at all the comments and to all the emails that I'm receiving, all the questions that I get. So thank you guys for sending in those, and keep sending them. I love to receive all of your comments, your love. Just keep sharing, and what you get, what you give is what you receive. So keep spreading the love and your light. Thank you guys. Love and abundance to you. I'll catch you guys again next time.